Why hello, it's been a while. Hopefully you haven't forgotten who I am or what I look like. So today I thought that I would tell you what's been going on with me and why I took a little break from YouTube while I get ready. Because I have a charity stream on Twitch tonight, so I figure why not get ready for that, do this in a video and make it a different sort of why I took a break video. Real quick before I get into that, it is Deaf Awareness Month and also Pain Awareness Month, so I do have some topics coming around, and I did make a Google form because I wanted to ask you if you had any topics or questions, anything like that, that you might want an answer on, advice on, to help me fill in the blanks in my Google Calendar. Also, I just got my own No More Captions sticker from Teespring. I do have a merch store, so if you want this sticker, I'll have a link below. There's also shirts, mugs, phone cases, and the Do I Look Deaf Now design is also on there, which is extremely fitting for this month, so I have a link down below. I got a tan while I went to the beach, so it's either that I got tanned or this camera is not doing my face any justice whatsoever. I'm not sure which it is. So I'm wearing a new lip balm today. This is the Colourpop Lippy Balm. I don't like the name of it at all, but I've been trying to find a good lip balm, and it's just the clear one. They have different colors, but I'm wearing that right now. And then I'm gonna prime my face because while I have dry skin, I also live in North Carolina. It's still very humid, especially upstairs. I have the fan and the air conditioning on. But I'm gonna use a hydrating primer, and this is from the Cream Shop. It's about Prime hydrating primer. So I made an announcement. Well, that's a lot. I made an announcement that I was going to take a break from YouTube for about 2 weeks. Turned out to be a little bit longer. I'll explain why. But I decided to do this for a couple of reasons. One, my boyfriend and his family were coming down to Myrtle Beach on his birthday week, or like just before his birthday, and I got invited to go. And really, I wanted to spend that time not worrying about work. It'd be one thing if, it was just me and him, but since it was a whole family, and we were just going to be doing stuff, I didn't want to be like, oh no, I can't do this. I have to go, upload a video, film, edit. I knew I wasn't going to be able to film anything. Definitely not with 2 kids right now. Unless I did a video in ASL, then probably, but, I could have scheduled a video, but then I still have to worry about uploading it, or I have to worry about, making sure I promote it on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, and Instagram, and it was still just, I was only bringing my iPad, and doing any work on there, I've learned, such a pain. So I was going on a vacation. That first week was going to be to Myrtle Beach, and then the week after we were driving back up to Jersey, and I was just going to spend my regular time with my boyfriend for his birthday, and just to be there. Foundation time. This is Too Faced Born This Way in Porcelain. Now, I have 2 different colors. I have this one and one that's extremely lighter than this, and I typically mix them, but because I'm pretty sure I have a little bit of a tan, I'm just going to stick with this, and I'm going to break it also with my e.l.f. moisturizer, so it's more like a tinted moisturizer and not a full-blown foundation. I accidentally put too much out, and as always, I always forget my Becca under eye corrector. I always forget to do this, especially if I'm filming or streaming or whatever it is I'm doing. Why do I do this? Okay. Let's just put way too much to show you how truly exhausted I am, always. Because chronic pain and fatigue is a real thing. And depression and anger management. Now we have my way too much foundation on my hand, and we're gonna break it with some moisturizer, although I'm not sure if that can be helped. Oh no, are you empty? No, please don't tell me I have to go out and buy new. Okay, it's fine. So yeah, where did I leave off? So I just really wanted a break. When I've taken other vacations, if you will, this is like my very first actual vacation with going to the beach especially. But when I've done other vacations, like I fly over to Jersey to visit my boyfriend because we are long distance. It's never really an actual vacation because I'm still working a lot. My boyfriend works a more 9 to 5 Actually, that's not really the schedule, but he works a more mainstream job. So he has a completely different schedule where he's working during the day rather than night. So, but regardless, I was still filming or working. That's work. Streaming. I was still planning videos. I was still writing when I could. It was still work. It was never an actual vacation. And so I figured, for once in my life, I need to take a real vacation. I think the last time I had a real vacation was in 2015 when my friend Whitney and we went to Los Angeles for IMATS, the International Makeup Artistry Trade Show. And I filmed like travel vlogs, but still, I just didn't really work. But yeah, it was just always work. And I was like, I need a vacation. I feel like after, my brain and everything and all the work that I do, I think I can take some time off. Like, actually take some time off. I did bring my camera because I felt like maybe on the last week towards the end I might have filmed something or whatever, but I didn't. I brought it, but I didn't do anything. I did not bring my laptop. So if I was going to film, I was just going to film. I wasn't going to do any editing. So I only brought my iPad. So maybe I would answer some emails and I would write a little bit. Because I always say I want to write more, but then I can never get to actually writing. My brain just wasn't up for that. Take a sponge and just kind of, it actually looks really good. So week 1 was fine because all I did was spend time with my boyfriend, waddle in the pool because I can't swim, sit in the ocean because I can't swim, and I would read on my Kindle. I read so much. I read like 3 or 4 books, I think 3. 2 books on North Korea and the 100, and then I started rereading another series that I actually never finished. It's been so long since I was actually able to sit down and read. That was so nice. This concealer is old. I have the Born This Way concealer, but I feel like, one is the same shade as my foundation. This one is in light. This is the Born This Way Naturally Radiant concealer. The other one is like it's the sculpting. You can see that they are very different in size, but this one is, we'll try this and see if I like it, see if it's a better match for me. And, just taking that break was refreshing. Another reason why I really wanted the break is because I wasn't doing well mentally at all. I felt like I was in a rut. I felt like my content was getting, what's the word that I'm looking for? Stagnant. It was just, even though my channel has been growing, it's actually been growing very, very slowly in a very lot of time. There's a couple of deaf channels that have gotten hit by the algorithm in a very positive way, and that's awesome. But for me, I've been here so long, but for me, the algorithm has kind of just been looking at me and going, maybe next year, like when you ask your parents to do something for you or to get a present or whatever, and they're like, maybe next year. That's what I feel like. The algorithm is the mother that I don't have. Is it too late? Oh, right now it looks late. And, in my brain, there's content that I've been wanting to do that isn't just me sitting in this chair. A lot of people can get by with sitting in a chair in front of a bed. I don't know if that's been working for me anymore. So there was some things that I wanted to do, but my brain was so overwhelmed with everything and just being so stuck, and I have very little space to film. Like, I have this tiny corner. My room is so cramped. My space is so cramped. But, I've been wanting to film more vegan videos. Evelyn requested when I did my first What I Eat in a Day to do a video that didn't have any meat or dairy alternatives at all. So basically like being vegan like 10 years ago when stores didn't have anything. I want to do that, but I keep not having the time or something comes up. I'm going to get that done today. Not today, but this month. I don't know. I guess it's just difficult to explain. My brain was just always like, no, you need to pump out content like right now. And the easiest videos to do were to just sit down and talk. Not maybe sit down and talk, but then go shoot B-roll by going out and doing something or filming in different locations, which honestly isn't even that difficult to do, like in your brain, but then actually doing it's like, I don't know. But I want to do it. I want to spice things up a little bit because, you want to keep the audience retention up, and how that works is people are going to get bored when you're just doing this. Of course, a lot of people like to watch videos in the background, so then they don't see it, but, still. I just needed a real reset. I feel like my brain was just so overwhelmed, and I wanted to clear my head. And I felt like if I could do that, it would work out better. And really, it has. My head has been a little more clear as in terms of like work. There have been personal things going on that have shut my brain down. but at least as far as YouTube stuff goes, I don't worry about that. And then I was worrying about like Twitch. My Twitch is pretty much at a standstill, so I'm trying to figure out how to do better with that. I'm gonna do a charity stream tonight. When you see this video, it's gonna be over, but I want to do a charity stream tonight. There's a couple of games that are coming out, a horror game that I actually kind of want to play, because it doesn't seem like the kind of game like Outlast is, right? I love watching people play Outlast. I will not play Outlast. You got the wrong woman. I don't know, I was getting beat up because like streaming just hasn't been fun, you know. You do get down when you're streaming and there's not a lot of people that come in, there's not a lot of people that watch. Like, I've been averaging the same double digits since I started streaming, and it was putting me down. So I'm trying to figure out a way to like spice things up. I need to take advice from my friend Gray, because she's so like really into the stream and she has a great community, and I need to like learn from her, because she's been doing Twitch a lot longer than me. I don't have all the answers. Alright, I brought my eyes, and now I want to try a new palette. This is the Colourpop California Love. Is this my foundation? Is it the lighting? Is it the blue primer underneath? I don't know. Okay. Now, one of the main reasons that really, this just happened to be perfectly timed. As I was streaming my packing journey to the day before I left, I got a comment underneath my Facebook post of my Never Dating a Hearing Person Again video that took a line that I said, twisted it or misunderstood it, both, and then proceeded to make a video. And this person was very well known on Facebook. And so, long story short, the video was taking something, misunderstanding it, misinterpreting it, and changing whatever it was, and thus started a whole thing of sort of libel and slander. And I wasn't in the mood for this. It was basically another case of like crab theory, almost, in a way, if you want to call it. A more fragmenting of a community, and it was just, you know, the same old, same old. It happens every once in a while. I was trying really hard to ignore it because it happens often. Like, there's a comment here and there that occurs or whatever, and I'm able to just be like, I've gotten better at just brushing things off and being like, I don't care anymore. You will believe what you want to believe. You will take something and misinterpret it, whatever. And I don't have the time or patience for that, because all that does is screw with my brain and shut me down, and it's not worth it. When you make a mistake of reading the comments and seeing my friends were also seeing the comments, and they were saying that it was turning into libel and slander or whatever, lies were being spread in the comment section, and it all started with somebody commenting on my body positivity video and saying I needed to grow up and I was an idiot or something. And I was like, this is a positive video. Why are we commenting such vile commentary on a positive video of me being like, I'm wearing a size 14 pair of jeans and I'm not upset? And then I realized what was going on. So if you watched me on stream that night, I wasn't even like really angry. I was just kind of like shutting down. I took that all over the lid. It's a little too dark for that. We're gonna deal with it now, and I'm taking this shade right here and so it kind of created this whole like everybody was against me. I was the target again. It's kind of hard to try to stand up for yourself against a large group of people, especially when two different languages are being used. So you're just kind of running the risk of, because this is what was happening. I was using the language, I guess this is what was happening. I was using the language that I was most comfortable with, and, you know, a lot of people understand that. You know, when you talk about a group of people, you don't necessarily mean every single person, but you're just using a more general statement because that's just the way the English language works, and it's easier that way. That's what was going on, and, you know, it got misinterpreted. It was just a lot, and it was shutting me down. Thankfully, someone did sort of stand up for me, so I was feeling a little bit better. And then it was another case of everybody being like, wow, this community is so fragmented, and why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? People need to stop doing this. And it was so much like, I'm just trying to pack and show everyone a good time on stream, and instead there's death drama going around. It was when that happened, and I was like, you know, I have anger problems. I've been very honest about this. When things happen, I've had to not like, I used to just make long posts on Facebook and be like, I mean, it was all in defense of myself. That's when I get angry, it's because I'm defending myself or other people, you know, being like, this isn't right, stop treating people this way. But it gets so tired, it gets so exhausting. So now I've been like, either A, I don't talk about it, which if you don't talk about it, sometimes it's just, the stuff keeps on going and you're not stopping it, and it's like a never-ending battle, really. I know that if I were to try to stand up for myself or whatever, like, people would maybe misinterpret that. I mean, it's happened. People would probably misinterpret that, and then more things would happen. It was just like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't. It's stressful. I'm supposed to be doing something that I'm supposed to be packing for a trip that I'm very much looking forward to, and I can't because this is going on. What do I want to do? So it was nice that there was some support, some live support, and other people were nice. Not all people are gonna like you, and you know, there's a lot of lateral whatever, whether it be ableism, any sort of oppression, tearing apart people in whatever community. I get that not everyone's going to like me, but man, when it gets to the point that it might become like libel or slander, people will believe what they want to believe. But you know, it's over. Whatever. I'm gonna go into my man-made palette. This is the Colourpop shadows, right? Yeah. This is what I should have used as a all over setting shade, but alas. Alright, I'm gonna finish up my eyes, and then I'll tell you a little bit more. Alright, we're back. I just basically put on a lower lash line, what I put up here, and I could not have been bothered with eyeliner today. Yeah, my head is a little more clear, like I said, and I'm realizing that when I was on my break, I wanted to create more of like a plan for YouTube. Think about what was going to happen next year in terms of the looks on my channel. Didn't actually do the actual planning part, but I knew I had to do it. I figured if I could get my head to not be so stuffy and cluttered, I figured I might be able to get something done. So I think mainly what I want to do is I want to take this, like you see the header of this channel and the intro, and it's like, bam, activist channel, bam. I kind of wanted to just look more laid back. So yeah, you'll see like a picture of me, whether it's an actual picture of a drawing, and then find a way to incorporate the fact that I talk about deaf awareness, mental health awareness, disability, whatever else. But also like I want to incorporate more of the veganism stuff, but it's hard to do that when you're think as activists, like deaf activists almost, and then people are like, why are you talking about food? Even though it is disability related, because I try to implement disability stuff in there. And working on my Patreon, I need to switch some tiers around, not necessarily switch tiers, but like writing out names I found for thank you screen that happens. People decline payments, people leave, all fine things. But it does get a little more difficult to figure out who's paid, who hasn't. So I'm trying to find a way to thank my Patreon pledges, because you all help me make these videos and Twitch streams and campaign stuff, things like that. I wanted to make it efficient, but not so much work. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I think it goes beautifully with this whole shindig I got going on. So yeah, if you haven't pledged on Patreon, I'll have a link to that down below in the description. $1 a month does wonders. Also, I just started a Cameo, which is like YouTubers, if you hire them to make a personalized video, they'll make you a video. The company reached out to me, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And I'm one of the most affordable on there. $5. Other people are charging like $80, $350 even. I swear somebody charged $1,000 and I'm like, my audience, no, you don't need that. So hey, if you're interested, somebody hire me, and I told them they needed to clean their room. I'll give you whatever you want as long as it's appropriate. Obviously, if you want Zane, my cat, to give you a shout out, I'll make sure we'll figure that out, but he'll do it. Yes, I will give him his share of the money, and he can buy tuna with it. You know, school's starting again, universities, and I need more public speaking gigs, so I've been trying to make that happen. I need to redo like my book me graphic, things like that. So if you're a school, if you're a business, hire me. I do consulting now. People have been emailing me, asking me to give them feedback, and I'm like, this is a service now. Yeah, if you still want to do this, let's do this. And I've got one company interested. They're just, you know, making sure they can approve the thing before we continue. So that's cool. I'm excited to see that part of a business grow. I've got a few people who have contacted me being interested in wanting me to speak at their events, but it hasn't really gone much further than them emailing me and asking me if I'm interested. So I emailed them back this morning just to check in because it's about a month away, and I'm like, hey, if you're still interested, you know, I'd love to do this work for you. I think it's like talking about accessibility and technology, and another company emailed me asking me if I'd be interested in a panel. Oh yeah, that was a Colourpop highlighter. I'm using, these are all Colourpop blush and highlighters. I'm not sure if I like them very much. I don't know. I'm gonna use this one. I don't know if that's a highlighter. I think, no, it's a blush. But yeah, so hopefully the interest is there. I feel like the interest always comes like at the end of it, at the second half of every year, and the first half is like, But I just want that to be more of a regular thing. So if you're a business, let's work together. Lipsticks. I bought a whole bunch in my second order. By a bunch, I mean 4. There's a nude. There's a really dark purple burgundy. No. This one is a hot fuchsia pink. Oh, here's a, like, an orange red called Get a Room. So yeah. When I would try to plan my YouTube channel, all my platforms for the better, it was really difficult to do while I was also trying to pump up content 2 to 3 times a week. And then I felt like my content was suffering. But you know, the last 2 videos that I did were actually doing really well. So the ones before that were kind of like, we're still in the 1,000 view range, but these were like 5,000, 4,000. I think it might be 8,000 and 5,000. It's really good. And if I had kept up with it the last 2 weeks, it probably would be even better, but I decided to take a break at probably the first time possible. It's fine. We'll get back up there. Positive thoughts, which is why I'm trying to do better. Positive thoughts, which is why I need to clear my head. Can you focus? Yeah, there we go. Woo, baby. Alright, let's take this down. Also, yes, I had this Pikachu scrunchie. I got it in Jersey. My boyfriend and I went to a game store where I bought some more Pikachu plushies. But, oh god. I saw they had these for like $4, $3 at the front desk, and I was like, mine. My hair is a little tangled. Ugh, okay. There we go. That's my face now. Oh yeah, so like trying to, because my brain was so focused and so stressed out over videos and the stream and things like that, I couldn't just sit back and be like, alright, what's my plan though? Like, I keep thinking about now, but I need to think a little bit into the future, but I'm having a really difficult time trying to tap into the business side of my brain. I think I'll be able to do that now. That's why I ended up taking a few extra days to get this particular video up. One, I know this is going to be a longer video. This is supposed to be uploaded originally on a Tuesday. It'll be Friday when you see this. But because it's going to be a longer video, the company that does my captions, they're probably going to take a little bit longer, and I don't want to rush them. So we'll move it to a Friday. Also, I can take the extra few days to, 1, get this edited and not rush it, and try to do a little something different with my editing. If you notice, I've been trying to do like little tiny changes here and there, nothing spectacular, but they're a little bit. And also take that time to like, I think I'm actually going to go out to like a Starbucks and do this even, so I just am not always on my couch. I don't have an office. I have my desktop, but it's cluttered with stream stuff. So I can just like, 1, I have time, make time rather. 2, go anywhere but here. And like just think of a plan. Maybe I don't have to get it all done within like an hour or like today, but just like work on one platform at a time even. So I want to do better. I want to grow. I want to ignore all the nonsense that's kind of kept me from being able to grow, I guess. Yeah. So thanks for being here with me today. I really do appreciate it. I look forward to making some more content. Again, fill out the form if you would like to for chronic pain or pain awareness month or deaf awareness month, and I will try to get through as many as I can. I know there's already more suggestions than upload days that I have for this month, so I gotta kind of really figure out which ones will be the best. I really do appreciate y'all very, very much. If you would like to help translate this video, I will have a translation link down below so you can do so. It really helped out a lot. Thank you again for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I will see you later.